Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 247. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Toybiz Toys, Marvel Dynamics, Uncanny X-Men, Power Kick Gambit action figure. Gambit has the mutant ability to take the energy of any object and put it to his own use, which means turning objects into deadly weapons. Gambit is a martial arts expert with a lightning-fast kick. When battling multiple attackers, he relies on his techno battle staff for added assault power. This 4.5-inch tall action figure features limited articulation and is highly detailed and hand-painted. This classic figure was released in 1993 and comes complete with removable trench coat and battle staff. Gambit comes with a button on his back that activates his Power Kick action gimmick. And he even comes with an Ultra Fleer Marvel trading card from Marvel Universe, released by Toybiz Toys. Now the comic of the day is the Uncanny X-Men, issue number 273, with a cover date of 1991. Story by Chris Claremont, with an all-star cast of artists for this issue, including Jim Lee, Portacio, Klaus Johnson, John Byrne, Rick Leonardi, Mark Silvestri, Michael Golden, and Larry Stroman. And the cover art is by Jim Lee. This issue is titled Too Many Mutants. This issue features a full cast of characters, including the X-Men, X-Factor, and the New Mutants, and is a pivotal issue for the series and its future. With what remains of all three teams gathered at the remains of the X-Mansion, Storm, Cable, Cyclops, and Marvel Girl debate their next course of action, with Cable insisting they need to strike hard and fast at their enemies, while the others counter that Professor Xavier never intended for them to be soldiers. Eventually, Cable storms out, proclaiming that whatever course of action they take, somebody needs to step up, leaving the rest to ponder whether they're still fit caretakers for Xavier's dream. Meanwhile, Banshee contacts Moira McTaggart, while Beast and Forge work on a cure for Wolfsbane, and Archangel leads Cannonball in a Danger Room flying lesson. As Storm walks the grounds, Gambit approaches her, eager to return to the former lifestyle as thieves. But Storm insists the team needs her. Later, Psylocke expresses her concern over the transformed state to Jean, while Gambit and Wolverine spar in the Danger Room, watched by a concerned Jubilee. Suddenly, a simulation of Lady Deathstrike appears and attacks Wolverine, though Jubilee has no idea who programmed it. Wolverine manages to defeat her, but Gambit takes advantage of the distraction to defeat Wolverine in turn. Meanwhile, Jean tries to use Cerebro to locate some of the missing X-Men, but is attacked on the astral plane by the Shadow King. Unable to defend herself without telepathy, Psylocke is forced to save her, but doing so leaves Jean with no memory of her attacker. Later, the newly attired X-Men gather above ground, having decided to stay together as a group. As Cyclops and Jean Grey bid farewell, Lila Cheney and Guido suddenly drive up, with Lila declaring that Professor Xavier needs their help. Just as Cyclops and Jean Grey fly back to investigate the commotion, Storm tells Lila to take them to Xavier, and Lila complies, teleporting away along with all the X-Men. This issue is continued in Uncanny X-Men, issue number 274. Geek Fact: this was considered an artistic jam issue, featuring a huge number of credits I mentioned at the beginning. Some worked on previous issues, some will on future issues, and some never have. Even though there were numerous artists, the whole story was inked by one person, Scott Williams. Bonus Geek Fact: this issue marks the end of the non-team era of the series, and features a unified team, the first since issue 251. And second bonus geek fact: this is the issue when Jubilee, Forge, and Gambit formally join the team. And third bonus geek fact. This issue is the first meeting and battle of Wolverine and Gambit. Gambit beats Wolverine in their first meeting. And final geek fact. In this issue, everyone finally adopts the yellow and blue uniforms, putting them all in a unified look. The first time since the 1960s. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for today's Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is CatFan ComicsMan, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.